Okay, so this is the start of 1.02. So we've already been over like all the 1.01 stuff. So the historical things, the inventions, all the things that help the fashion industry along. Now we're going into what designers use to design all of their clothing. So the first is elements of design. And your elements of design are color, line, shape, or silhouette, and texture. So properties of color is hue is the specific name of a color. So example, navy, the root color is blue. But navy is a hue and blue is also a hue. And then rust is the root color is orange, but the hue is like they're both hues. Okay. So value is the lightness or darkness of a color. Tint is the lighter hue created when adding white. So when you add white, you get the tint of a color. So that would be like having red. You add white to get pink, and pink is a tint of red. Shade is the darker hue that is created when black is added. So that would be like having a true blue, and then you add black and you get navy. Intensity is the brightness or dullness of a color, and then neutrals are black, white, beige, and gray, and neutrals can be used alone or with any other colors. Their primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. They cannot be made by mixing any other colors. They just naturally occur. And then all other colors can be made by them, and they're placed at equal distance between themselves on the color wheel. Okay, so primary colors are the ones that just kind of exist naturally. So red, blue, and yellow, you can't mix any other colors on the color wheel to get those. And all other colors on the color wheel, the rest of them, the other 9 of them, can be made by mixing red, blue, and yellow together. Okay, so your secondary colors are orange, green, and purple or violet, and those are found by mixing equal parts of your primary colors together. So those are located halfway between the primary colors on the color wheel. So how to get orange is you mix red and yellow. How to get green is you mix blue and yellow. And then how to get purple is red and blue. Okay? So just like this right here. When you mix yellow and red, you get orange. When you mix yellow and blue, you get green. When you mix red and blue, you get violet. Okay, so tertiary colors result when you mix equal amounts of a primary color and a secondary color together. And when naming them, you always state the primary color first. So just like on this color wheel right here, blue and green, you get blue green. Green and yellow, you get yellow green. So green is your secondary. You always say the primary color first. Okay? So just like all these right here. All right, so warm colors are the colors on the red side of the color wheel. They appear to like come towards you more, and they make a body look larger. So if you're wearing reds, orange, and yellows, then you may appear larger than what you actually are. And then cool colors are colors on the green or the blue side of the color wheel, and they appear to recede and like back away from the observer. They're also calming colors, and those are green, blue, and violet. So your color schemes are plans that can be used to provide harmonious color combinations. So these are putting multiple colors together to come up with like a color like harmony or scheme. And those are monochromatic, analogous, complementary, split complementary, triadic, and accented neutrals. So monochromatic is different tints, shades, and intensities of the same color. So this right here, you're using one color, you're picking one color, and then you're adding black or white to get different shades and tints of that color to then make a whole color scheme. Analogous is 2 to 5 colors that are adjacent on the color wheel, so they're right beside each other, they're neighbors. So all of these down here are examples of analogous color schemes. Okay? Ignore my dog. Complementary are 2 colors that are opposite of each other on the color wheel. So blue and orange are opposite, red and green are opposite, purple and yellow are opposite. They all like usually sports teams use or holidays use complementary color schemes because they make like the other color pop. So red and green is Christmas, blue and orange are the Broncos, just things like that. Split complementary is where you take one color. So you pick one color and then you go across to its complement and then you split it in half. So this one is blue. I went to orange and then I split it in half to make like a slight triangle. Okay. Triadic are three colors that are perfectly distanced apart to make a perfect triangle on the color wheel. And then accented neutral is taking a neutral, so white, gray, black, or beige, and adding a color. So this is like a gray and then also white, and they added a red in there to make it an accented neutral. All right, so shape is your next one, and most silhouettes are formed by the width and length of the neckline. So these are all different shapes. So whatever the silhouette is, your shape is. And then line is a distinct elongated mark that can lead the eye with movement. It mates the eyes, it gives direction. So it makes your eyes move along with it. So they give direction, they give a feeling of movement, it provides visual direction, and it draws attention to certain points. So straight lines are these right here. They are severe, formal, and suggest power and identity. Curved lines add a softness or roundness to certain apparel items. The directions of lines are very important. So vertical lines that go up and down can make the wearer look taller and more slender. And then horizontal lines can give the wearer a shorter and wider look. Diagonal lines are, they give excitement. They show excitement and they move the eye multiple different places. This can also make the wearer look appear larger. Structural lines versus decorative lines. So structural lines are the ones that are built into the actual garment. So these buttons create a line. If you take out structural lines, then your whole garment is going to fall apart. Decorative lines are those ones that are printed on there. It's the actual print or pattern that's on the garment. And if you take those off, then your garment's still going to be a garment. It's just not going to have those decorative lines. Texture is the look and feel of fabric, so it can create illusions of size. It can disguise figure irregularities. There's two different types. There's structural texture, and then there's like tactile texture. There's also visual texture and tactile texture. So visual texture is something you can see. So when you look at something, you're like, wow, that's going to be fuzzy. And then there's ones that you actually touch, and you're like, wow, that actually is like fuzzy. Okay, so if you have any questions on that, I don't want to take too much more of your time because this has been 7 minutes long. If you have any questions on that, please let me know.